just promised myself that I would not fall in love.
All right, welcome back to Views and Vibes. That's a little bit of Alison Crockett right there. Love that song. It's one of the first songs I heard by you, and I absolutely love that song.
Thank you.
Before the break, we were getting into the whole promoting yourself as an independent musician, and with the lack of commercial airplay, you know, and not having a major label back there to push you, how, as an independent musician, do you promote yourself?
I think, you know, that's where the thing of going out and performing is as important, or figuring out how to use the web. You're figuring out every single way to kind of, you know, get your music to where it is that you want to get it to.
Right.
So, I mean, for a while I thought about when I had a song called Nappy, and I considered doing stuff in hair salons.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, you find a niche, you kind of work it as much as you can, and you try to get into as many different genre places, because they're little itty-bitty genres now rather than big genres. There's little itty-bitty genres.
There's subcategories.
For everything.
Right.
I mean, that's why you were described as, well, reggae and this and that. It's like, well,
Yeah, it's very hard,
you know.
very hard to box you in. Very hard to box you in.
At least that project.
Right.
The next one's going to be a whole different story.
Right.
I thought about that, believe me. So.
But how about you, promoting-wise?
Promotion, I mean, performance is very important. At the same time, you know, there's all different types of approaches to different people. You know, you can do things to put things out on the internet, make people aware. Me personally, make a CD, give them away. It's great promotion too. Just you have to kind of there's expenses that go along with promoting yourself.
Right.
She's shaking her head because clearly you're familiar with that.
Yes, I am.
You know, but yes, performance is very, very important. But you know, performance can work both ways. You know, well, if you wind up in the wrong venue, it's not good promotion.
Right.
So you want to be really tactful about where you go and what you do. Because I mean, I go and jump on stage with groups all the time.
Right.
Sometimes the potential is there for it to be counterproductive.
Right.
So now I'm a lot more cautious about which groups I go and I do that with. You know.
If I say cdbaby.com, what does that mean to you? Have you guys heard that before?
Of course.
Okay.
That's our lifeblood.
Check that I need to go and cash.
And for me, that's how I became a lot more familiar with so many more independent artists. You know, I found that website, and I discovered, you know, first I was looking for people that I had already heard from. I found more information about, like, Alison, you know, artists like that I found on compilations. And here goes this website that really did a great job, at least back in the early part of 2000s, of promoting independent musicians. You know, what other websites or what other venues? I mean, I know you have to search through them. You know, where do you go look for these artists?
You know what? I'm so glad you said that, because this modern day technology, as far as like silent promotion for yourself, you got MySpace, which was everybody's thing back in the day.
Right.
But yet that still enabled you to put your music on there, give people a chance to see, okay, I like this, I like this.
Right.
That in turn will send you to iTunes or CD Baby to go and purchase the music. Then you got places like Facebook and Twitter, where artists today are just putting tracks out on Twitter. You know, unreleased tracks, they may come out on a different project, or they may not ever come out. So, and then you got places like Soul Bounce and UK Culture and Honey Soul, and just so many different avenues to go and get this music that are all linked together. Because once you come kind of network with one, it pretty much will link you to so many more, you know. So it's actually endless, and the artists themselves will give you certain links on where to go, you know. Because if you dig in me, you'll dig, you know, my partner here, or follow him, and then it's infinite. Yeah. It really is infinite.
And on those sites, you find a lot of new artists. For you guys, who are some of the new artists, new independent artists that are up and coming that you think, you know, could either break through the mainstream or that people really need to be looking out for?
Oh, I know.
I mean, of course yourself.
Let her give the endorsement.
Of course yourself. You know.
Not sure who I want to endorse.
I know a few. It's a brother by the name of Jaden. And Jaden sings background with, oh my goodness, a lot of people. He's written for a lot of people.
Okay.
Kimberly Nicole, who is a sincere beast. I mean, it's this little bitty sister with this huge voice. I mean, it's huge. She's Janis Joplin, and I mean, just I don't know, the most soulfulest person on the planet.
Right.
But she's incredible. Terrence Cunningham is a brother that's unbelievable. You know, he's Little Prince wrapped up in maybe his own self. You know, he's just it's just so many people. The list could go on and on. Jesse Boykins III.
Right.
You know, the beauty creator. It's just a slew of people.
And you actually have a lot of major.
It is. It's really endless. It really is.
And you have a lot of major institutions who are beginning to recognize some of these artists, like you mentioned before. Eric Roberson, you know, is up for a Grammy right now. Last year, Anthony David was recommended for.
And Victor Duplaix. You know,
Victor Duplaix too.
And they're actually nominated this year.
Let Us See.
Exactly.
Also, you know, so you have a lot of people who were either independent artists at one time or are still independent artists who are actually getting recognition from the Grammys.
Yes,
what does that mean to the whole independent music movement that they are getting recognition from these major institutions?
Well, if you look at it, I mean, independent music is growing in itself. There's a label I used to do a lot of work for out of D.C. called ESL Music, and Thievery Corporation is the group. You know, they're apparently one of the largest independents in the world at this point. You know, and I remember when I started working for them in the early 2000s, they were still pretty small, and so it's really kind of. I have friends in the industry up in New York who were kind of, you know, they would say you want to brand something, you make a stamp that people recognize, and so you know that's one way. There's a.
I hate to cut you off. You know what? I hate to cut you off. We're gonna have to bring you guys back again. I love this conversation. We have to continue this again, but. I want to thank my guests, Drea Newman, Alison Crockett, and Christos for a great discussion today, guys. I appreciate you guys coming out here. If you want to learn more about my guests, make sure you go check out our website at viewsandvibes.com. Until next time, I'm Tyreek Omari Walton, and this has been Views and Vibes. Take care, everyone.